My name is Johnson Mwakazi, and I really want to celebrate you, Karine. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I hope at the end of this reading, we will actually go out to act and create the world we hope for. The future we choose, the world we are creating. It's 2050. I can't breathe properly. There's not enough clean air around. The weather is unavoidable. I must put on my specially designed face mask. I wonder how many can afford. The millions of cars and buses are making matters worse. The increasing heat, acid rain. No one knows what the future holds for our children and grandchildren. The majestic coral reefs, the astounding water creatures, the ice sheets in the Arctic are now a thing of the past. Hurricanes, tropical storms, homes ripped apart by extreme floods, mothers with babies strapped to their backs, contaminated water supplies, multiple disasters happening simultaneously. This is now the norm. Wildlife has now become a distant memory. The once glorious cities are now deserts. The refugee crisis, civil unrest, and bloodshed over diminished water availability are on the rise. The battle to access the life-enabling resource is grueling. Taps in nearly all public facilities are locked, while others are coin-operated. Actually, there is no guarantee of its availability. More people are starving than ever before. Only those with money have access to food. Malnutrition and infant mortality have rocketed. Countries with enough food are literally holding on to it. Countries are not only battling to keep resources within their borders, but are also determined to keep people out. They may be safe, but the psychological toll is mounting. We are surely heading towards some kind of collapse. The demise of the human species is being discussed more and more. For many, the only uncertainty is how long we will last. How many more generations will see the light of day? But for certain, there is fierce resentment at previous generations who did not do what was necessary to ward off this unstoppable calamity. The future we choose, the world we must create. It's 2050. The moist, cool, fresh air, the countless trees everywhere. This is just amazing. Living on what has again become a green planet since the Industrial Revolution. In fact, cities have never been better places to live in. Whole streets have been reclaimed for urban agriculture and for children's play. Every rooftop converted to either a vegetable or floral garden. Reduced number of vehicles and creation of green envelopes have helped with cooling, oxygenating, and filtering pollution. Special thanks to the corporate donations and public money that funded the biggest tree planting campaign in history. The forest cover worldwide now stands at 50%, with agriculture evolving to become more tree-based. We have become a technology-driven and bicycle-friendly world. Electrical trains are replacing the vast majority of domestic flights, with Fast electric cars, 3D printers, use of drones and virtual communications technology, the coexistence of people and nature has been enhanced. Most of our energy comes from renewable sources, with all homes and buildings becoming self-sustaining in water and electricity. Entire populations have leaped forward with improved sanitation, education, and healthcare. Many people are now working communally, sharing resources and responsibilities in growing vegetables, capturing rainwater, and composting. The disappearing of animal proteins and dairy products from our diets have made food production the cheapest ever. The biggest boon of all has been to our collective health. A huge portion of the costs of combating climate change were recuperated by governments' savings on public health. Governments have now recognized the worst effects of climate change. That awareness allows us to predict downstream problems and act fast before they become humanitarian crises. Economies in developing nations are stronger than ever, with unexpected global coalitions formed with a renewed sense of trust. You see, for many years we suffered from too much consumption, competition, and greedy self-interest. As a species, we were out of control, and the result was the near collapse of our world. But thanks to the youth movement, we finally realized that doing what is good for humanity goes hand in hand with doing what is good for the earth. Collectively, as citizens, corporations, and governments, we began adhering to a new bottom line. Is it good for humanity, whether profit is made or not? We had to be good stewards of the land and of one another. We have since emerged from the climate crisis as more mature members of the community of life, capable of not only restoring ecosystems, but also of unfolding our dormant potentials of human strength and discernment. We have not created a new growth model. No. Instead, we have created a society where we all thrive in harmony and peace with nature. Indeed, this will remain our true legacy for generations to come. Thank you so much.